forecast. It's coming up from the inside in just a bit, Ed.
Okay, Autumn, we'll see you then. Thank you. New charges have been filed this afternoon against the Olean man accused of kidnapping and now raping a woman. Olean police say Francis O'Donnell held the woman captive for a month inside his North Union Street apartment. O'Donnell was arrested and locked up last month. He's pleaded not guilty to these additional charges and is due back in Cattaraugus County Court in May. Right now, the 14-year-old who pleaded guilty to starting the Hy-Tred International fire is back in court. A judge is hearing more evidence in the case and will later decide the teenager's punishment. A friend of the suspect testified today saying he saw the 14-year-old deleting videos of the fire from his phone. Last summer's fire at the Lockport plant killed 14-year-old Joe Phillips. Just into the 7 Eyewitness newsroom from retail giant JCPenney. It just released its list of the 138 stores that'll close in the coming months, and one of those stores is here in Western New York. We've now learned the Dunkirk store in the D&F Plaza along the 90 will close by the end of June. The 138 stores shutting down make up about 10% of JCPenney's stores nationwide. 6 other locations in this area at the Walden Galleria, the Boulevard Mall, Eastern Hills Mall, McKinley Mall, Chautauqua Mall, and Batavia City Center will stay open. If you're a customer of Citizens Bank, you might have some trouble getting your hands on your money this Friday. The bank says a vendor processing issue is delaying transactions from posting to some of its accounts. It's unclear this afternoon when the problem will be fixed. Customers with questions can tweet them to Ask Citizens Bank, or you can call a number on your screen. It's 1-888-850-4068. All new at noon, Western New York now has a third basilica. Pope Francis is honoring the St. Mary of Angels Church in Olean. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Justin Moore has this new story.
After a 2-year process, the St. Mary of Angels Church in Olean is now a minor basilica.
A basilica really is distinguished by its history, by its artistic beauty, by its dignity, and not just history, but having currently an active, vibrant, vital community of faith.
Pope Francis granting the church the special privileges just in time for St. Patrick's Day. St. Mary is now the 83rd church in the United States with this type of honor, and 3rd in Western New York.
The Southern Tier Catholic community has a very ancient history in Western New York, predating the Polish immigration into Erie County, the Italian immigration.
St. Mary of the Angels serves more than 1,300 families in the city of Olean. It has been around since the mid-1800s.
It reminds Catholics, really, that while we live our lives in a local parish, that we're bigger than that.
Now, the bishop is finalizing plans for a celebration at the new basilica sometime in late June. Justin Moore, 7 Eyewitness News.
Justin, thank you. Now to the NCAA tournament here in Buffalo. Teams have the day off as they prepare for the next round. Tomorrow, Notre Dame will be on the court this weekend after facing off against Princeton and escaping a near upset. The final score here, 60-58. We caught up with the team's head coach after the team's win that kept fans on the edge of their seats.
First game of the tournament, we got everybody ready, gave everybody a show, right? We know what we're supposed to do. They're really proud that we're still alive.
The next time you see Notre Dame, they'll be on the court taking on West Virginia. Tip-off is scheduled for 12:15 tomorrow. It's St. Patrick's Day, and there are a lot of ways to celebrate this weekend, but Governor Cuomo is warning everyone. State troopers and local police officers are stepping up DWI patrols. It's all part of an annual drunk driving crackdown. The increased enforcement will last through the weekend. Meantime, crews are working on getting rid of all of that snow for the big parade. This week's snowstorm covered the parade route right along Delaware Avenue. Crews say this isn't the first time they've had to clear the streets before Parade Day, but this year is a little bit different.
Yeah, we've had it done this in the past for other St. Patty's Day. Obviously, the difference this year is we're doing the NCAA tournament as well. Kind of worked out real well with the NCAA tournament, and we'll pick up right from where we left off.
20 machines were out overnight, but there's still more work to be done. Crews say they'll be working until the night before the parade. Also this afternoon, one of President Trump's first congressional supporters says he believes undocumented students, along with undocumented workers who aren't criminals, will be safe from deportation under President Trump. Congressman Chris Collins made a rare town hall appearance on CNN's The Messy Truth last night. He believes Congress will work with the administration to create legal work status for these folks.
There is no deportation force going door to door to deport dreamers or undocumented workers. It's not happening. It's fiction.
The congressman from Western New York also voiced support for the Republican health care bill, saying tax credits will offset the additional costs seniors have to pay for insurance. Meantime, President Trump is still facing plenty of criticism over his first proposed budget, which makes major cuts to various government agencies. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest from Washington.
Today, President Trump in the Oval Office meeting with Republicans who he says may have been on the fence about the GOP's health care replacement plan.
These folks were no's, mostly no's, yesterday. And now every single one is a yes.
The president says he's 100% behind the bill, but says there's still room for negotiations.
And we made certain changes.
But that's not the only battle brewing for the Trump administration. The White House is not backing down when it comes to Trump's accusations that former President Obama wiretapped Trump Tower, even though top Republican leaders on Capitol Hill joined Democrats to say they've seen absolutely no evidence of any wiretapping.
Does the president still stand by the allegation?
He stands by it, but again, you're mischaracterizing what happened today.
Here's what happened Thursday. The top Republican and Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee announced they see no indications that Trump Tower was the subject of surveillance by any element of the United States government, either before or after Election Day.
At the same time, they acknowledge that they have not been in contact with the Department of Justice.
But after the briefing, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee said in a statement that the leaders would not have made the statement they made without having been fully briefed by authorities. And one of the world's most powerful leaders, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, meets with President Trump today at the White House. You may remember from the campaign trail, the president bashed Germany for its refugee policies. Well, today, both may try and reset that relationship. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come here on 7 Eyewitness News at noon, an overnight inferno destroys a North Carolina apartment complex, rattling nearby neighbors. And rescued by a rival. One football fan cannot believe who came to his aid on the side of the road.
We're having a St. Paddy's Day celebration right here in the Test Kitchen. And you're invited. Just make sure you bring your appetite.